Welcome everybody to the city of Valencia. Today we are here to celebrate a workshop on youth employability with the participation of the local support group of My Generation at Work project. This project is an initiative co-financed by URBAC program and the city of Valencia. My name is Cristina García and I am the head of the employment service of the city of Valencia. First of all, I'd like to thank you all, representatives of the business community, of the education communities, universities, of the voluntary sector, trade union, experts and young people for being with us today. I would like to thank Robert Acklin for being with us today. Robert is the lead expert for thank you. Robert is the lead expert for the My Generation at Work project, and he is here to help us. Robert Acklin has a long experience, over 30 years, as a researcher, evaluator, facilitator, and consultant in international context. His main work has concerned labor markets, employment, and the development of public service. He was the lead expert for the past URBAC. My strong belief is that by looking to the future, but acting in the present, we can change the situation for the better. Of course, to do so, we need to have the right tools and instruments, and this is why we are all here today, to know us each other, to know what the other entities are doing, how we could join our effort, and last but not least, to listen to those most directly concerned young people. And now I will hand over to my colleague Maria. Maria is a member of the employment delegations team who is helping me with the management of this important project. Let me also introduce Oreto. She is responsible for European projects within the department, and she is the manager of this project, as she will represent our service in the panel we form for the second part of this workshop. We are also assisted by Victoria, here present, who will also help us to get the best out of this project. Maria is now going to share with us some key points about the job employment in Valencia, and will tell you more about what the City Council of Valencia and the employment delegation is doing to face this huge challenge. Maria, please.
Good morning. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Manuel Colado. I'm from Valencia, and I am an aeronautic engineer. I finished my degree in the university 6 years ago, and I spent my last year like a graduate student in Prague, where I defend my final degree project. As soon as I came back to Spain, I started to work in a utility contractor, carrying out irrigation and drainage works. There was a good time for me because I could train or improve my skills as head of works. In terms of, I was in charge of several works and also controlling the workers. Then I was told to move to Palma if I want to continue working in the utility traction. And in Palma I developed another kind of work, but related to the engineering field. In this time I didn't carry out the works, but I designed them. I was in engineering bureau, and our tasks were technical assistance, calculate irrigation and drain systems, pumping station, dam, distribution water networks, and so on. After 2 years in Palma, my contract was over due to crisis. There wasn't enough money to pay us, and most of the technical staff were off. When I came back to Valencia, I decided to improve in civil engineering, and I started a master's degree in hydraulic engineering and environment at Polytechnic University of Valencia. Next week, I will defend my research master's degree project related on water meter issue. And now, I'd like to tell you the course I'm attending nowadays. This is a council course about tourism, and even though it's not my field, I'm feeling very, very comfortable because we are learning several things that I have never been taught. Both my mates and my teacher are very nice. My teacher, our teachers are very involved in this program because they are not only teach us tourism, but also they take care of our future in terms of helping us to find a job. In the course, we have learned a lot of things, and most important for us is how to express in public and how to attend and listen to the people properly. This kind of courses are very useful in order for people to keep busy while learning. And as a conclusion, I'd like to express my agreement and my happiness with this kind of courses. And I recommend to the Council to continue investing in these training programs. And thank you very much for all.
Well, actually, if you listen to me, that I would rather talk without the microphone because I don't like my voice. Can you listen to me? Okay, so, well, my name is Alex. Sorry for my English, I need to activate the part of the brain that's, belongs that area, and now it's a bit difficult that. Well, I was working in the employment service, as well as Maria, and I was part of the Jove Provincial, that's the project. And, well, I studied a psychology degree, and just now I'm finishing my master, to be a teacher. And there actually it was my first experience as a psychologist because I finished in June, and in September I was called by the town hall telling me, okay, you can participate in this program if you have an interview, and that's that. And well, I really am happy because it was my first experience. And there my basic work was to give advices to the people who came to ask where can I find a job, where can I go to continue my studies, what can I do to search my first my own company, and I need to give some advice. It was a bit strange because when I first came there I thought I was going to develop some skills related to my psychology, to my degree, but actually in the first moment the first moment I worked there, I thought it was not going to be possible as the way I thought I was going to give my job. I mean, during the degree, you have some expectations. And after when you first go to work, you need to get it out of your mind because you are going to do a lot of things that maybe you would never thought you were going to do. And it's really helped me to change my mind. I learned a lot of skills, listen to people as well as my partner. And well, it was really great. I need to say that nowadays I'm working as a psychologist as well, but in something completely different than in the employment service. I'm in an academy as a psychologist as well, and it helped me not to find a job, because I kept contact with that company before going to the town hall Valencia. But my curriculum vitae increased now the skills that I gained during this experience, this 7-month experience. And yes, I'm really happy. I thank the town hall Valencia to give me the opportunity to work there. And well, I think it's a really good project, and I would like to the entities, the public administration, to continue with these programs, because they really give the opportunity to young people to keep with the experience of the job. If you have some questions, as for my part, that's all.
So, hello everybody. I'm Bob Arnkill from Finland. I live just north of Helsinki, which is the capital. So I'm living on the other side of Europe. It's about as far in the north as you can go. The next is the Arctic Circle. So that's a very different climate, of course. Although we have some very warm summers, not as warm as you, of course, but it's quite nice. You should go there. This is a very wonderful opportunity to be here in Valencia. I have been here before. It was the predecessor of My Generation at Work. We had a project called My Generation, where Valencia participated. We had 11 cities around Europe participating in it. It was also about young people, and we wanted to continue this work because finding employment and establishing a career in Europe for young people today is, of course, perhaps the most important question facing Europe, because the young people are the future, and we have to find new solutions, as was pointed out in the beginning. It was wonderful to listen to Manuel and Alejandra. I picked out some thoughts that are exactly relevant for our discussion today, and also for the My Generation at Work project. What I heard Manuel saying, that despite the fact that he started as an engineer career, which already took him to many places, as we could hear, he was now attending a course on tourism here. I understood that it's actually in this building downstairs. And what you said was that despite that it's not engineering, it is helpful in keeping you, of course, active and finding also new skills. And you get some advice, ideas how to contact companies, how to find jobs, finding the jobs, etc. But lots of things have been done in this field. Then there's the second point is that some business, even here in Valencia, in all of the cities, even in a bad situation, there are companies, there are branches who are already facing shortage of labor. They would need more people than they can get. So they are really interested in getting young people, recruiting young people. So they this part of the business community is really interested to work with you. And finally, establishing new kinds of platforms and networks for promoting employability, enterprising and job creation. These workshops are platforms. You are going to run workshops, you're going to have meeting places, you have employment pacts in Valencia. These can be enhanced to develop the connections between people. Now, let me summarize by giving you the sort of key areas where the different cities are doing things in my generation at work, and then we move on to the other parts of this program. As a result, from the 3 years of work, we are going to see some kind of an integrated city policy and a practice. Now, what does it mean in Valencia? You have to think about it yourselves. What kind of a better integrated policy is needed? And then you are also working on developing a practice. So one thing is that you need a good framework to enable lifting the youth policy on the city agenda, connecting to local and European innovations, and as I said, building an enterprising stream through the different activities. So it's up to you to think how this can be best done, because we need political support, we need management support, we need policy support to have a better way of collaborating so that we enable positive agency and productive transitions of young people into jobs. So here are some of the key areas. One is developing an enterprising, together with young people and the educational community, vitalizing the curriculum so that there's more an enterprising the training, enterprising attitudes, enterprising skills in all of the education. Some of the cities are very interested to develop new kinds of curriculum in the educational community. In those cities where there already is a good stream of enterprising curriculum, that is not the first priority, but it can be still improved. So that's also a learning opportunity. That's one area where they are working. Another one is connecting city actions and co-creating with young people, providing, quote, spaces to develop connections. These can be like in Antwerp, they have these youth competence centers, which is combining voluntary work, developing them, giving them ideas of how could they move on to education, or something similar what we were discussing with the Red Cross, where it starts with more from a kind of a voluntary work aspect, moving towards education. And it is also here brokerage where there are intermediaries providing second chances, having young role models for immigrants, for people who have had a bad educational career, providing second chances. And then there's also connecting to business, brokerage, go-betweens, intermediaries, counselors, business boosters, incubators. This is connecting into working life. And then finally, how the business themselves are transforming their recruitment. So, in my generation at work, some of the cities are concentrating on a particular area here and leaving the others to perhaps a little bit less emphasis. some cities need to actually improve a little bit all along the line. They want to improve curriculum, the spaces, second chances, some intermediaries and recruitment. So it's up to the cities what they want to do as the main emphasis. So this, in a nutshell, this is some of the highlights that we are thinking what we are doing in My Generation at Work. And now, in the rest of our day, we need to start thinking what is relevant, what needs to be done here in Valencia. So, in order to start your engines, I want you to talk for a while with the person sitting next to you. You turn to the person next to you, and from your point of view, what could be done differently or better in Valencia concerning developing skills and promoting employment of young people in Valencia? Now, from your point of view, just at least one idea where you think it could be improved. So you turn to the next person to you, you say, well, I think in this area we could improve, and you'd say, well, I think in this area. At least one example. And just 1 minute of a buzz, you will be talking for a moment, then I start asking examples from you, what do you think? So just very quickly say something to the next person to you, okay? To give an example, we start. Anybody? What were you talking about? Please.
I was thinking in the project that I work in the town hall of Valencia, right? It's the project expansion. So it lasts 7 months. When I needed to go to the office, when I left the office, I said, okay, now I'm getting to know the people. I'm setting my mind here. I'm just now knowing how to do the job, and it's a pity that now I need to leave. So maybe I thought it could be possible to, instead of 7 months, it could be possible to last 1 year, because in 1 year you gain a lot of skills and you can put into practice. In 7 months you gain that skills when you are already 5 months working there. Then you have 2 months that it's a big crash in your brain. So it's okay. Now I need to leave when I'm getting used to it.
Okay. Yes, yes. And if someone wants to speak in Spanish and it can be translated, it's fine. I know that it's easier to listen than to talk, but you're doing great, wonderful. After all, we're in the international community. So another example you want to share? Anything, please? Can you also tell who you are and where you come from, so I understand your standpoint, please?
My name is Anna, and I come from Valencia. We were speaking about 2 questions. Firstly, what is young, and how ages are included in youngest? Who is young? How old is the people that is young? And how can be the ages who can be afforded for policies? After we speak about the problem about the enterprises. Most of our enterprises, and 80%, are pymes. I don't know in English. So
Small and medium size.
SMEs.
Small and medium enterprise.
Then we are 90% of SMEs. SMEs. And maybe it's a big problem for us because not this resource are enough to give us employ or give us opportunities.
So we have a panel. I will tell in a moment what we will do because it's quite exciting. We are going to move into the future, but first introduce yourselves.
Hi, good morning. My name is Laura Lopez and I'm 23. I'm from Valencia and they asked me to represent the youth, so here I am. I'm a nurse. I qualified 2 years ago and since then I've been looking for a job in Spain without any luck. So I had to leave my country and emigrate to UK, and I found a good job in there, in the National Health System, and I've been working there for 10 months. And I came back because I didn't like English people, but the job was really good, and I would like to find an opportunity here in my country with my people, in my environment, and in my language. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Raúl, I'm 34 and I'm Spanish, and I work for a non-profit making company owned by the City Hall of Valencia, which is a foundation for the employment of the city of Valencia. And we help groups of workers with further opportunities to find a job in the labor market at local scope. And we provide them with jobs opportunities and with training and labor insertion. And nothing else is to say by the moment.
Okay, hi, I'm Cécile, I'm from France, but I'm working here and I'm here in representation of CEV and CEPIME, to have it in Spanish. And so I'm here, well, to talk about, I'm more an expert in European project. So we have developed here a lot of Leonardo initiatives. I don't know if you know the program, and other kind of projects. So we're here more to talk about these issues.
Good morning, my name is Silvia. I work in Red Cross. I'm 28 years old and I feel so lucky because I can to work in the area that I studied. In Red Cross we have different laboral programs in our laboral department, and concretely I'm in Red Interlabora. We attend people that are in vulnerable situations specifically. And the last years we feel that young people are coming to Red Cross, and before they didn't come. After I speak about the situation of immigrant young people, because we feel that they are in a limbo, in nowhere, and we attend them in a okay, and this is all.
Hello, my name is Loreto Argente. I am working in the City Council of Valencia in the Employment Department. The Employment Department offers employment programs and projects in order to improve the skills and competencies of young people and other kinds of people in the city of Valencia. We are working in this project, in this European project, and in other projects in the framework of Leonardo da Vinci, in the same kind of line. It's for market labor needs and professional profiles. And this is interesting for us, participating in this project for the city of Valencia and for the Valencia City Council.
Juan Gamboa, I'm working for the University of Valencia, so I'm the unique educational part of the panel, which is a big responsibility because many of you are university graduates, or you are actually unemployed, so I'm really scared about some aspects of the panel. I'm just kidding, it's just a joke. Well, I'm working for the office at the university which is in charge of promoting and analyzing the transition, the graduates' transition from education to work. So, as you can imagine, it's a very, very important task right now what we carry out. And I have to say that we already have run 2 different studies analyzing employers' demands in the region of Valencia. Actually, we cooperated with Orlando 1 year ago or 2 years ago in order to identify what employers in Valencia are requiring from university graduates. But maybe we have a communication problem, or we have to improve partnerships in order to communicate these results, this study or survey outcomes to the community, which is very important.
So, thank you very much. And now, next, we are going to move into the future. Here, we are going to have a panel, and we are all together going to move into the future, better to the demand of the labor market, also getting the more disengaged better to establish themselves. So what are you happy about?
Yes. We are very satisfied because in the last years we have achieved the full employment in the city of Valencia, and the unemployment ratio is only up to 8%. And how is this unemployment ratio? Can you the more collaboration with other entities in order to optimize the resources, sharing ideas and effort, offering to young people tools and service with the objective of getting better their skills and competencies.
Pues sí. Silvia la puede
that when the study stops, when the study ends, we can have already some experience and not arrive on the labor market with that experience. In order to get inside directly to the where to have more chance to be inside on the labor market. What is important too is to have an adaptation of the study with the economic reality, because as we said before, there is some sectors like with the crisis fall down, and other new sectors like, for example, health sector or green jobs in future will give a lot of jobs. So in the education we have to know this reality in order to adapt the offer, and that the people who studies don't go in studies that at the end they will not find a job, because it's the way that you invest on the person during 5 years or 6 or 7 years, and at the end you can't use this knowledge. And one point very important too is that young people are victim of some ideas, bad ideas. For example, the companies and some people think that young people don't want to work because they are less motivated and they don't want neither study or neither education. But in general, we think that the thing is not true because the young people want to work, and it's an important point because when you say young and he doesn't do anything, you think that he doesn't want to do anything. But there are a lot of young people that want to work and they can't because we don't offer the possibility to work. And one point very important, the last point, is that during the studies, even in the college or after in the university, we have a lack of orientation. Like before, it's the same thing to say this. It's like we have to know what we are going to study in order to know which job we could get with the studies. So we need some orientation and the good way to know how to get a job and to sell himself. Because if you do an interview and you don't know how the interview can be or how to present a curriculum, and you have the abilities for the offer, and that just because of this first step you are not selected, you can lose a lot of opportunities. So it's an important point to increase the education of the market, personal marketing to sell.
Our keyword here, what we talked about, the first thing was to establish first what do we want. Because a lot of young, what we had as a testimony was that they didn't really know what they want to do as a job. So have a work to what do we want and how to find it. And for that we need information. So there were a problem to how to find the information. And what was said is that we need a good coordination between all the actors that are providing this information. So at a local level, we had like two separate levels for the action. First, to get the coordination of university, all public bodies, utilities, and private sector, of course. So to get information at local level, to have a good coordination, communication between all those entities, and to be able to provide information to the young people. And then we had a talk about action at European level.
Going back to what said the third group, we talked also about this when we talked about maybe an idea of a unique platform. As Cecile was saying, today we have different places where to get informations, EURES or UBACT, a lot of places. But maybe with all the communication that is in the universities, in the schools, all the publicity for things that are not related to work, young people don't get enough information. There's not enough publicity about it. So we were thinking about a unique platform, supporting by social networks that are, of course, today really important. Facebook, Twitter is always is available for all the young people. So maybe to work more on that, and something that would be powered by public entities, because again we have a lot of informations, but not enough proximity with these informations and not stronger enough.
Well, what we talk about and what we came up with is that we need more creativity, maybe doing some workshops like what we're doing here today. And then when you finish your degree, you really want to be a self-employed, you don't know how to do it.
So I'll try and be quick. We spoke about what us like young people need. So we mainly said like we need training, languages, we need training in new technologies, and especially on the skills that are needed in the labor market at the moment. Like not just study anything, but study something that when you get to the business, you don't need it. We also spoke about working, get experience. Even if it's in a job that it's not on the thing you're going to study, you get an experience. So just work in anything, obtain experiences, volunteer, try and travel if you can find a job over there. Then we also spoke about searching for orientation. If we're lost and if you don't know like what to study mainly or what you need, what skills you need, try and look for orientation wherever you can find it. So then we spoke about what can businesses do or like entities do to help us. So we said like they can help us improve relationships between students and businesses. Because like even when you do an internship, you get to the business and nowadays the internships we were saying like you don't really get experience because they just get to have a free worker and they know that they're going to lose you in like 4 months. So they don't really help you to learn and know what you're going to need when you get to work with them.
I have now been to, I think, 7 cities in similar workshops, and it is some striking things that I think are clear. One, which I'm also very happy about here in Valencia, despite the fact that the situation at the moment in the labor market is not good, we were not overwhelmed. You know, we were able to think to the future something can be done. You know, even here in Valencia where you have a very bad situation at the moment, we were able to think, you know, what can be done. So that's important, and it's the same in the other countries too. Some of the cities participating in this network have a very big challenge concerning the labor market. So that's one important thing. Another thing that I want to say is about these workshops altogether. You can give feedback to Christina and her colleagues. What did you think of this workshop? But it is important that this is a multi-stakeholder workshop. Young people from the education, business, from different public sectors, voluntary work. This is how we have been running these workshops so that everybody can, in real life, observe what kind of ideas are there. Of course, not all of them are so new and radical, but it's the possibility to join efforts. So for me, I get the impression from Valencia that it is not so much that you need to do something completely different from what you are doing, but you could raise the quality of what is being done and you could connect it better together. So you already have just about on all of the different aspects of providing counseling, providing job opportunities, training, business boosting, entrepreneurial skill building, connecting to voluntary activities. You already have these activities, but you could raise the quality and connect them better. Now, there was one big area was what to do during education. Another one was how could this self-employment, entrepreneurial skills be built better, and what kind of platforms and creative ways of doing this could be useful in supporting what is done here. And I want to leave you with a suggestion. It's up to you what you do with it. But I find myself thinking a little bit the same as we were thinking in Gdansk, in fact. We had a workshop where they were thinking we need to do things like this, and they came up with the idea that they would try to develop this counseling in education, work practice, development into some kind of a discovery journey. some kind of a brand. You know, you could say, I'm thinking aloud, like you have the VIP, my generation, the idea of the project. So you could think that you could try to develop a kind of a work orientation discovery journey brand. You know, that if you participate into this program, if you participate in this kind of, so it is a kind of a certificate that this is good quality work practice, this is good quality orientation. So they were thinking of calling it a discovery journey. Now, on top of that, they were thinking that they need young people to make it into a discovery journey. You know, they need young people to create this program. What I mean by a program here is that combining these ideas into some kind of a discovery journey where the different aspects are made into a motivating way for young people. And we need the young people themselves to join in co-creation in doing this. It is not that we can do it from the outside of the young people. They need to participate in revitalizing, if you like, or raising the quality of this kind of a work. So,
can you tell me what you think about this project or this opportunity that we gave today to you?
But I think it has been a really great experience because I have known people with different fields, labor market and educational field, and I think it's really a great opportunity because we all work together in order to give young people an opportunity to expand their knowledge and try to find a work job, and what I think is a really good thing nowadays. And I have the feeling that it maybe get really good results.
Would you repeat?
Yeah, I think yeah, of course.
Did you come back to the local
Yeah,
program?
we come back. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Laura, please, can you tell us what did you think of this morning? What are your impressions? As a local support group, Janet?
Well, as a representative of the youth, now I feel more motivated with this project because I think it's something solid that we can develop all together and with experts like Robert from Finland and from everywhere, all of the 12 cities who are participating. So let's work on it.
Thank you very much.
I think we heard very interesting and different points of view in our conversation this morning, and I'd like to first thank all of you for your participation. I would also like to thank Robert for his presence and for being the moderator of this workshop. We will send you the minutes, conclusions and photos of today's workshop, and we are very much interested in continuing working closely with you in the following years. This is only the start. And Valencia won't learn about the other countries, what they are doing. I am very interested in that. We thank you all and welcome to the My Generation of